Welcome. Drinking my protein shake. We're recording, microphone's on, good. The Royal Rumble. I don't have any notes because there's really not much to recap on. I'm still going to have a link down below in the description box. The credit WWE as always for piecing this together. So really quick, we started off the show with the Women's Royal Rumble. And you know what? I'm actually really happy with the outcome. I'm happy that Bayley won. She also set a record lasting an impressive 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds. Longest ever in the history for women. She's a Grand Slam champ. She's got a lot of accomplishments, a lot of accolades under her belt. I've been saying this for forever, since the dawn of time that I started my channel last year. As much as I dunk on her from a heel and how she is on the microphone as a heel, you know, as a performer, the whole thing, like she's really good. And I'm actually really happy that it went this way, because now it's going to be interesting to see how things crumble with Damage Control, because as we know, nothing lasts forever. Like nothing, unless you're like the Dudley Boys, right? It doesn't, and even that came to an end, so. Yeah, so there you have it. Probably my favorite moment, apart from this one, which was pretty big for me, was Jade Cargill when she picked up Nia Jax and tossed her over. It used to take like 11 people to throw her out, and she just picked her up right there. You can see it. And it's just amazing. Like, I don't know. There's just something about her. It's probably one of my favorites of all time. Just so talented. I don't know much about her, but she was cool to watch. Tiffany Stratton was another one I have to admit I want to comment on quickly, because when I first saw her, you know what I mean? Like, and it's going to sound rude, it's going to sound cliche, but I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm just going to come out and say it. When I first saw Tiffany Stratton, I was like, here we go. Another eye candy Mandy Rose with not all that much talent. Like originally, but I watched her wrestle because I wanted to put away that stereotype. And I got to admit, not normal. How good she is. What the hell was that? I watched her in the Rumble. Then I went back. I mean, I've seen her wrestle before, but I just kind of had like forgotten, because I've only ever watched a few of her matches, because I don't really watch NXT. And I was just floored. I was like, okay, yeah. This is more than just eye candy. Because with all due respect, Stacy Keibler was not a talented superstar. He was there for eye candy, and that was absolutely it. Whereas Trish Stratus, actually really talented. Lita, actually really talented. So it was just kind of nice to see that, like I said. And not just another pretty face. Again, R-Truth, this was really cool for me, because it was that typical goofy thing where he drew the number, he came out, but he was wondering why it was all women. And it's just so believable. Love this guy so much, man. It's just too good. Naomi, as you remember, May 16th. This is all off the top of my head. I don't have my notes. Maybe my notes are in my head. May 16th, 2022. Give or take, whatever. Her and Sasha Banks walked out in controversial fashion. And now she's back, and I've always really liked Naomi, which I think her real name's Trinity Fatu, if I'm not mistaken. I think she's with Jey Uso. I think. Anyhow, was really happy to see her. So Bayley, awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. I think she was great. Amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just really happy. Because, again, it's only been, how many years has it been now for the Women's Royal Rumble? Because, again, before it was just all about, like, oh, look at me, and it was just so dumb. Now it's just incredible. You're getting 2 Rumbles for the price of 1. Like, that's phenomenal. I love it. Now, as for this match, oh, boy. I really liked it. It was a good back and forth. There's really not much to elaborate on, other than Solo Sikoa came out Fucked the whole thing up. And it was frustrating. So he ended up retaining. I knew he was going to retain. He ain't losing that belt like this year probably, because in September he's going to defeat. He's going to break Hogan's record, and then there's only going to be Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino at number 1. So Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, and then Roman Reigns will have ended up being the third longest reigning champion in the history of the business. And then Michael Cole and Corey Graves said, you know what? You could say he only shows up a couple of times a year, but he only defends a couple of times a year, so beat him. You can't beat him if you can't fight him. If he only shows up a couple of times. So yeah, it does bother me. Well, not personally. And it's true that it does diminish his reign as champion by being a fucking part-timer. CM Punk, I don't need to go there again, only held the title for 434 days. And 434. 454 is an engine. Anyways. And he defended it like 3 times as much as, if not more, than Reigns, and yet Reigns has held on to it 3 times longer. I remember I told you that statistic, that CM Punk in the first 4 to 6 weeks defended it half as much as Roman Reigns has in 4 years. I'm just saying. It's nothing against Roman Reigns personally. I think he's one of the best in the business. I just wish he was around more. This ain't like Christmas with Santa Claus where he only comes around once a year. Because he does come, right? I mean, I don't have a chimney. I don't know how he does it, but it's a gas fireplace. I just assume he slips in under the crack of the door. I don't know. Yeah. What I was hoping was going to happen was maybe still have it end the same way, but I was hoping The Rock was going to come out to even the odds, and that did not happen. Because remember, should I sit at the head of the table? People were afraid The Rock was going to be there, take the whole thing, and people were going to be pissed. I think, he could have come out for this match because it would have been fitting. Still giving you the hope that somebody else is going to win. And still ultimately have it so that Roman Reigns wins. But I do want to see that title go to somebody who is going to be around for the long haul. And to me, it should be Cody Rhodes. It really should. Like, in my opinion, you can argue and say, oh, Randy Orton. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's an opinion. It's a feeling. So, loved the match. Hated how it ended. They could have ended it the same way, but just added a little extra pizzazz with The Rock, but they didn't do that. The only other match that we had of the night ended in stupid fashion. Again, could have had it so that it ended the same with Kevin Owens not getting the title, but the whole thing with him with the stupid brass knuckles again, and then Kevin Owens taking them and then getting caught with it. It's like, oh, I'm not the one that brought them in to begin with. But this match, like between that and this one, I don't know which one's the highlight of the night for me. But with this one too, actually, I want to elaborate on this one. This is a beautiful screenshot. Is Adam Pearce was very adamant about, oh, it's going to be a fatal 4-way, blah, blah, blah. You just, great, but it's a no DQ match. He should have added a stipulation or something to the nature of like, you know what? If there's any outside interference by anybody, you automatically forfeit the title and the match converts to a triple threat and Roman gets stripped of the title. Could you imagine one of the longest reigns in history and that is how you would end up losing? It would still make him look strong because he never would have been pinned. At least, and maybe this is why I'm not a part of the creative team. But yeah, going on with that, they should have done something like that to have him look stronger. Like, it's bad enough you don't show around. You don't show your face around all that much. Now you got to win dirty on top of that? Not how it should work. But I loved the matches, though. I was entertained. Okay? That's the takeaway from that. And then, of course, we had the Men's Royal Rumble. Jay and Jimmy were number 1 and 2. A lot of people came in. Braun Breaker was there. Andrade. He makes his return. I always liked this guy. So he's married to Charlotte Flair. So Ric Flair's his father-in-law. Looks like he's gotten in a little bit better shape. Not that he wasn't in good shape before. Actually, I always liked this guy, you know? I really did. And it was just really cool. And then at the end, it ended up in a brawl between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. I wish that they would have shaken hands at the end. They didn't. I mean, in real life, I'm sure they're friends. It's all for the story. But now this is the first time in 26 years. I'm surprised I'm remembering all these things off the top of my head here, because where's the cheat sheet? There are none. First time in 26 years that somebody wins back-to-back. I almost said Royal Manias. I need to go back to bed because I saw the word Royal Rumble and I'm thinking WrestleMania. I'm like, Royal Mania? Wrestle Rumble, Rumble. Anyways. And I think the last person was, well, 26 years ago, was, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I believe was the last time somebody did that back to back. But then with the rumors that Cody's not going to finish the story and he's not going to main event WrestleMania, well, this kind of shoots that down the toilet, doesn't it? Because he is. And at the end, I mean, he is going to main event WrestleMania. He did point to Roman Reigns. Are they going to have Cody Rhodes win 2 back-to-back Rumbles, go 2 times against Roman Reigns at Mania, and still have him lose? They've put too much emphasis on the fucking story. Like, do you know what I mean? So to me, you gotta do it. He's 38 years old. I still think he's got a good, easy, another 5 to 10 years, this guy could pull a Randy Orton. And he really, truly deserves... I really feel like it's his time. And then after that, you could do some stuff with Roman and Punk. You know, wanting to get his rematch with Cody, whatever. I truly feel like that's what should happen. And if it doesn't, it's just a missed and wasted opportunity, truthfully. It would just make no sense to me. So as far as I know, there was the Women's Royal Rumble. We had the World Heavyweight Championship, well, the Universal title, the 4-way clusterfuck. And then we had the Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and then the Men's Royal Rumble. So yeah, like I said, not much to talk about, and yet somehow I still made this. It's a 13-minute video. This is probably like on the lower end of my videos here. Yeah. It's just, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. The 2 things I'm looking forward to, funny enough, are the winners of the Royal Rumble. Like, what does that mean for the future? I think she should go face. And what's going to happen with Damage Control with her? Because there's been that whole awkwardness, right? Remember, I've been talking about that. Plus, you've probably seen that if you're watching this video. And then with him again, how dumb would that be 2 years in a row? How many more years are they just going to procrastinate, him finishing the story? Yeah. If you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel. You didn't like it, go ahead, give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half. We'll twist it. Solo, Sikoa, Samoan Spike, again, in the ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.